Afghanistan is a valuable and cultural country. The kindness and beauty of a rugged, patriotic people are reflected in these clips during a time of freedom and cultural progress, when the Afghan people were living with pride and dignity much as they had for generations. Afghanistan is a landlocked country located at the crossroads of Central and South Asia, referred to as the Heart of Asia. It is bordered by Pakistan to the east and south. The war-torn Afghanistan was once beautiful, peaceful before the Taliban's first takeover, a country where women, Afghans and foreigners could freely roam around the streets in dresses. Afghanistan ended up being ruled by the Taliban, a modern terrorist organization made up of extremists that now run the country using fear and religious beliefs, taking away the human rights of the citizens of Afghanistan completely. Saying that this country has been in a constant war is a wrong assumption. Yes, according to history, the lands of Afghanistan have seen nothing but war for centuries, but in the 20th century it wasn't Afghanistan that inflicted war. From the research that I have done as a historian on this topic, I believe that it was mostly as the fault of United States government during the late period of the Cold War. Then Afghanistan had never been the same. All the beautiful things have been destroyed by the war. Throughout the changing political landscape of Afghanistan in the last 50 years, Afghan women are the ones who lost most from the war. Under the Taliban, women and girls are discriminated against in many ways for the crime of being born a girl. The Taliban enforced their version of Islamic Sharia law on women and girls. Under the Taliban, women and girls are discriminated against in many ways for the crime of being born a girl. Taliban enforced their version of Islamic Sharia law on women and girls. Girls are banned from going to school or studying or banned from working. Many women in Afghanistan experience at least one form of abuse. Violence against women is widely tolerated by the community and it is widely practiced in Afghanistan. Violence against women in Afghanistan ranges from verbal abuse, physical abuse, and unlawful killing. The crisis for women and girls in Afghanistan is escalating with no end in sight. Taliban policies have repeatedly turned many women and girls into virtual prisoners in their homes, depriving the country of one of its most precious resources, the skills and talents of the female half of the population.
In the 1990s, began as a small force of Afghan religious students. About 9.6 million children have been unable to secure food on a daily basis. In the month of Ramadan, Afghans starting economic collapse and shortages in terms of food. Taliban began as a small force of Afghan religious students and scholars. Millions of Afghans have lost their jobs and takeover, according to the report in the labor organization. The Taliban revenues from such sources could be considered relatively large when running on the insecurity complaint on the top of the 4%. Unexpectedly rapid and complete victory over the defendant Islamic Republic of Afghanistan bring with it yet another shock to the long-suffering Afghan people and country's very weak economy. Poverty is the worst from the violence. Afghans cannot afford to feed themselves or their families with millions of merchants. After Taliban seized control on the The Taliban has called their release of Afghanistan assets that they are being held overseas as the nation faces as a severe cash crush. International Monetary Fund said Afghanistan no longer be able to access its resources while the World Bank is also halting funded for the projects in the country. Marajan Aparium after Taliban leaders. These Marajan fields in the Farah province are being after Taliban leader Hai Akhundaza banned these crops. The farmers were accounted by armed Taliban guards as they spoke on the camera. We planted the Majburian before the decree has been issued. My advice to people to farm drugs in its supreme leader and they have to face opium cultivated to has been banned. The Taliban also banned cultivation when it was last in the power in the later, but reportedly profited during the militias insults against the Western Begin government after 2001. Afghanistan is the world opium producer with pre-bombing over the last 2 years ago. Critics say that televised of crops came after mosquito.
Millions in Afghanistan need medicines and life-saving supplies. Over 570,000 people have been displaced by conflict this year. Health facilities across the country are closing, while health needs are increasing rapidly. WHO and partners are committed to staying on the ground to deliver critical health services, to support female health workers, to facilitate access for women and girls to healthcare, and to prevent the spread of disease like COVID-19 and polio. In the last 20 years, significant health gains have been made. These must not be rolled back. We will not stop now. We call for unimpeded access and support to provide this care.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shahir and today my topic is what happens to Afghan economy under the influence of Taliban. So our first question rises, what Taliban means for Afghan economy. Future economic prospects look bleak for Afghanistan, but in 2010 the US officials revealed that the country is sitting on 1 to 3 trillion worth of minerals. Moreover, the country mainly produces copper, iron, lithium, cobalt, and other rare minerals. Afghan is rich in metals needed for the emerging economy of 21st century. The lithium is mainly used for the electric cars, smartphones, and laptops. Lithium is facing unprecedented demand with annual growth of 20%. Pentagon memo called Afghan Saudi Arab of lithium. Afghan lithium deposit among one of the largest. Demand for lithium, cobalt, neodymium is soaring as countries try to switch to clean technologies. Afghanistan's economy is in grave uncertainty because of the ongoing wars it has been facing for the years. Potential can translate into fruitful outcome if administrators invest in the country's future more than the wars. Two-thirds of the population of Afghanistan is under 25. Afghanistan's population is fairly educated, but its progress is uncertain as Taliban stamps its authority in Afghanistan. Security challenges, lack of infrastructure and severe droughts have prevented extraction of minerals in the past. The major trade ties is between China, Pakistan, and India. Total value of exports and imports between India and Afghanistan is close to $1.5 billion. Mainly exports tea, cotton, pepper, and imports dry fruits and nuts. FIO says Taliban has halted all imports and exports with India because of the ongoing troubles. FIO has expressed concern about dry fruit prices going higher due to turmoil in Afghanistan. India imports around 85% of its dry fruit from Afghanistan. What is concerning is the long-term implications of the Taliban's takeover. Most of the Afghanistan's mineral wealth has remained in ground. Exploiting lithium and rare minerals requires large investment, technical powers, and time. So this was my topic of today. I hope you liked it. Thank you for your time. Allah Hafiz.